Today we're going to be checking out one of my favorite sleeper amps. What's going on, everyone? My name is Zach, and as always, this is Fuzzed. If you don't know by now, what I like doing on this channel is testing out some of the heaviest sounding devices that are on the market. So if you're a fan of doom metal, drone, post-rock, post-hardcore, any styles of music like that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I do post monthly videos, and I do want to see this channel grow into something just a little bit bigger. Now, this video isn't sponsored by anybody, but if you do want to help and support this channel, I do have Sweetwater affiliate links in the description below. I do get a small commission every time those links are used, but ultimately it just goes right back into this channel just so I could keep doing these videos for you. Now, the JCM 2000 is a 2-channel 100-watt head that is powered by 4 EL34s. You can find these very cheap on the used market. I picked this one up for $400 a few months back, and it also came with a 4x12 Marshall cabinet that I did not want, but that was the only way the guy would sell it to me. So what I ended up doing, I sold the cabinet real cheap for like $150. So really, I'm only about $250 into this head, and I couldn't be happier. Now, the JCM 2000, I feel, could keep up with Mesa Boogie, the 5150s with ease. Channel B on this is going to give you a very nice, modern, high-gain tone. It's tight, it's articulate, it has plenty of gain on tap, it has the perfect amount of low end depending on how you set this amp. And I feel sometimes it could sound a bit compressed, but overall, it's just a very overlooked amp. Now, I really like the deep switch on this amp. I think it's a really cool feature, but I've heard many people say they dislike it just because it added way too much woof to your overall tone, which I could totally see, especially if you are a metal player and you want that tight, articulate, chuggy tone. Definitely not gonna work for you. But for what I normally play on this, that is geared towards more so the Doom community, things like that, I feel this is a great Doom amp, especially with the crunch channel. Now, there's a downfall to these amps, and that's bias drift. The way that these boards were designed, I think the through holes were just too close to one another. I'm not 100% sure, but basically things were shorting out on the boards, and it just became a whole mess. So basically making these amps very unpredictable and very unreliable. Now, they did make replacement boards for this, but they were very hard to come across. And if you did find one, you were spending about $300 to $350 for the board. And now if you bought the amp for $200, $300, you're like, shit, this board is worth more than what I actually paid for the amp. For me, the first thing I did when I got this amp, I took it to my tech. I said, hey, get me a replacement board. I love the way this amp sounds. I want to have it in perfect working condition for years to come. Unfortunately, he told me, hey, they're not doing the replacement boards anymore just for the fact that they're not making the 2000 anymore. which is really a bummer because I really do enjoy this amp and I do want to hold on to this amp for a long time, but I don't want to always have in the back of my head that this amp is just going to crap out on me. So eventually what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep searching, see if I could find a board, and when I finally do, I'm going to pop it in there and the amp's going to be good to go. So now let's take a couple minutes and hear how this amp sounds. For this section, I used some cabinet IRs from Own Hammer, and I used my 2 Notes Captor X, and I'm just going to give you the raw audio, and we're going to take a listen on how fantastic this amp sounds. So that is the video on the JCM 2000. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this amp. Also in the comment section, let me know if you think it's worth taking a $300 to $400 chance on one of these amps. Because if you ask me, I think it's a great sounding amp. And if it didn't have that bias drift issue, I think this amp would have been a lot more popular than it was. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future demos. But until the next one, my name is Zach, and this is